Observable phenomena that precede changes in larger markets are found everywhere, hence why I believe a trio of trending nutraceutical ingredients could be a powerful leading indicator for the next generation of energy drinks. Before exploring what, when, how, why regarding these nutraceutical ingredients leading indicators, it would be prudent if I initially set the stage by providing my basic mental model surrounding the market evolution of energy drinks. Firstly, energy drinks are no longer just sugar-filled, flavored, caffeinated, carbonated waters. In fact, more than half of all energy drinks sold in the United States are sugar-free. Secondly, energy drinks are no longer marketed primarily to thrill-seeking young males. In fact, energy drink consumers have evolved greatly, with the current market largely gender-balanced, age-balanced, and lifestyle-oriented. Lastly, energy drinks are no longer a niche beverage category. In fact, the categorical mainstreaming effect catapulted 3 energy drink brands onto the top 10 list of largest liquid refreshment beverages. Additionally, every multi-billion-dollar functional beverage category, such as energy drinks, is in the early innings of a remarkable transformation as consumers move closer towards this four-way intersection of taste, convenience, nutrition, and not only functionality, but multifunctional benefits that contribute to overall well-being. And I'm not debating against plain old great-tasting sugar-free energy drinks remaining a consumption evergreen, but an evolving arbitrage will continue existing due to individuals not wanting totally different consumption habits, just more beneficial ones. So amidst this booming desire for packing more functionality within energy drinks, savvy ingredient companies have found a catalyst to mainstream awareness and mass acceptance. But maybe that's a great transition to talk about the inspiration for this content piece. In early July, I tweeted my conviction surrounding a trio of nutraceutical ingredients within the functional beverages market, which you'll come to realize I intentionally chose different, broader terminology, but really meant the next generation of energy drinks. And while I alluded to this fact earlier, currently almost all energy drink consumers understand the category as stimulation delivered through caffeine. Yet, even against the backdrop of likely the highest consumer interest level in caffeine ever, why then do I think Cognizin, goBHB, and Enfinity paraxanthine will play an outsized role in the next generation of energy drinks? It's my belief that growth in nutraceutical ingredients within the beverage format is concentrated around a handful of clear outcomes, thus signaling consumers are not looking for a broad range of functions, but are prioritizing simple, tangible benefits that they can easily understand and integrate into their routines. For the evolving RTD energy category that increasingly serves as a euphemism for other benefits like alertness, focus, reduced fatigue, and improved endurance, consumers concentrating around a handful of clear outcomes will play an important role in how those nutraceutical ingredients beyond caffeine deliver relevant products that tap into broader market opportunities. Also, over the last handful of years, work-life balance has gotten redefined and adjusted bi-directionally as the typical 9-to-5 work schedule intermixes with other segments of personal time. Additionally, consider the widening range of applications and physical versus mental energy need states this functional beverage category can serve, like active nutrition, cognitive performance, and healthy aging, suggesting consumers more than ever are looking for solutions that help energize them throughout the day, even into the night, and help recovery for the next day. However, if consumer interest and demand for more specialized energy drinks that meet different need states continue to grow, why does caffeine still dominate as the primary ingredient solution? Simply put, caffeine is universally lauded for its ability to kickstart the day, with effects felt almost immediately, but the ingredient does have its limitations. So, taking into consideration those well-known limiting factors, how about I briefly describe some of the underlying drivers of demand that support my non-consensus and early conviction around escalating importance of Cognizin, goBHB, and Enfinity paraxanthine within the next generation of energy drinks. And the first underlying driver demand is that side hustles are booming right now. In fact, over the last few years, around 40% of adult Americans have worked a side hustle, with percentages around 50% for millennials and Gen Z. But while each side hustle journey becomes unique as the person pursuing it, the majority work on them in the evenings to avoid interfering with their regular job. Consequently, the need for side hustlers to stay energized extends throughout the day, and opting for the typical high caffeine containing energy drinks in the evening will undoubtedly impact sleep health. But since we live in the age of the endless aisle, where there are more options in every CPG category than during any other point in history, side hustlers will look for the total package, increasingly reaching for low caffeine or caffeine-free beverages that are packed with brain energy ingredients like Cognizin, citicoline, to provide a physical and mental boost. Moreover, another major factor beyond more demanding work routines that's driving the need for increased energy is heightened stress. Unfortunately, many people are realizing hustle culture mixed with a chaotic economic environment can at times lead to paying a personal price, as your brain and body weren't built to handle the continuous physical and psychological stressors. Common complaints associated with consuming too much caffeine include tenseness and altered mood as the effects began to wane. So providing energy solutions for this need state should possess an innovative thoughtfulness to the ingredient deck, like including goBHB ketones, not only for its ability to enhance brain function, but its capacity to reduce normal stress and anxiety by on average of 39%. However, it's imperative to remember the first rule of energy drinks formulating is that consumers want to feel it working, as caffeine has set a high experiential benchmark. Nonetheless, consumers are most interested in having all of the benefits inherent in caffeine, but without the associated side effects. And that's my core thesis surrounding Enfinity paraxanthine, which is the most experiential, least toxic caffeine metabolite. Simply put, most individuals want to feel focused and alert, but not overstimulated. And Enfinity paraxanthine delivers the end-active metabolite directly, providing performance without the common complaints of caffeine. And then finally, while I don't believe caffeine itself is inherently good or bad, rather a person's relationship with it determines its impact, I've increasingly found pattern similarities a bit at different stages regarding evolving societal views and consumption data trends tied to another addictive substance, alcohol. But since this consumer behavior shift hasn't arguably even crossed the chasm towards early majority adoption yet, this idea of caffeine reduction might seem odd. Though compared to alcoholic beverages, many more adults regularly consume caffeine. And recent consumer surveys have shown record high interest in drinking less or no caffeine. So instead of mindful drinking, maybe we'll see mindful stimulation emerge, where it's about being present and intentional with caffeine consumption. And as a replacement to the sober curious movement, we have decaf curious individuals consciously exploring a life without caffeine consumption. Even more wild to consider, but future generations could wonder why we chose to subject ourselves to this cycle of dependence and exhaustion, especially when there were healthier alternatives to maintain our energy and concentration. Regardless, it's hard to argue against multifunctional, low caffeine and caffeine-free energy drinks being on trend and the market possessing growth potential for brands looking to differentiate their beverage products. Again, are you going to wake up tomorrow and see the coolers at your local convenience store stocked with primarily beverage brands formulating around caffeine alternatives? No, but that's not the point of this forward-looking content piece anyways. Though over the near term, I believe it's going to be an incremental shift in categorical innovation away from relying solely on a hefty dosage of caffeine, and differentiating your brand moving forward could very likely require adjuncts to or beyond caffeine-based formulations. But I just wanted to end with a quick final thought. Some might be wondering why I'm expressing my conviction around Cognizin, citicoline, goBHB ketones, and Enfinity paraxanthine instead of other nutraceutical ingredients offering similar applications and benefits. While I can't give away all of my proprietary strategic frameworks, these nutraceutical ingredients and the companies behind them each score well in the intersection between showing sufficiently unique value to consumers, controlling their own narrative, and constantly investing in their scientific flywheel to strengthen or expand market opportunities. But I hope you enjoyed the first principles thinking that went into my latest YouTube video. If you did, can you do me a favor by hitting that like button? That quick and free action helps YouTube know my content is worth spreading to more people. Also, we're getting really close to reaching my next subscriber goal, and it would be great if you join me on this journey. But to do that, we need to fix the fact that slightly more than 3/4 of you that are watching this video right now are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, and that hurts my feelings.
Regardless, I want to thank you for giving me some of your attention and time, and I'll see you on the next one.